Oh, Your Honor, I don't have screenshots.
You will not interrupt, ever. I let you go on and on. I told you what I'm trying to focus on here. Keep trying it, Mr. Vincent. You're gonna run into trouble with me real fast. That's a wrong answer. I'll deal with this in a minute, because right now I'm furious, Mr. Vincent, that you would represent that client defendant remanded.
This is one of the most nuclear court cases I've seen in a while. Judge Simpson completely snaps on this smug attorney for not telling his client to turn himself in, even though he was legally required to. Like, this wasn't some paperwork mix-up. This dude flat out ignored a judge's order and thought no one would notice. And just wait until you hear what Judge Simpson says at the end here. It's actually insane. Was this a dumb mistake or some shady courtroom plan? Let me know what you guys think in the comments while we watch. Let's dive in.
Court calls case People versus Cameron Carter.
Morning, Your Honor. John Vincent on behalf of the defendant, who stands to my right.
All right.
State your name. Come on, Carter.
All right. We're going to deal with the bond hearing first and then decide if we're going to go with this case. Mr. Vincent.
Well, Your Honor, is the witness here? Because that is all. And I mean, all the allegations are based on her words. There's been no police contact, no video, no third-party witness, no DNA, no fingerprints, no police contact with my defendant here.
So he wants a hearing on this bond violation?
None of these phone numbers connect to his account. He absolutely denies the allegations in here. There is no physical evidence, and if there is not a witness here, Your Honor, then both the underlying case should be dismissed and this alleged.
I'm not even talking about the underlying case. So just deal with what I told you to deal with.
All right. Well,
does he want a hearing on the bond violation?
Absolutely, Your Honor.
When are you going to have the other report?
I'm not sure, but I can check on that today. I'm also waiting for the actual screenshots of the text messages that are written in the Romulus police report. And if he's saying that that's not his phone number, I can also get a search warrant as to that effect.
In that police report, there are 6 phone numbers listed. The police report indicates that none of those numbers are Mr. Carter's. If there are screenshots, I have not received those screenshots. It's the first time I'm hearing that there are 2 other potential police reports out there. However, this police report says that 2 officers showed up. I don't know how a Wayne County Sheriff's Department police report would be any different than this, as far as I can see, there were no Wayne County sheriffs on the scene of this alleged incident. There's just simply no physical evidence. There's no third-party evidence. And frankly, if you read through the report.
I did. Before I revoked your client's bond.
Yeah, okay, well, I would hope you did. When you start to read through it, the allegations in there, either it's a lie or he's the luckiest guy on the planet, because I would think that the Romulus PD would be able to get over there in the length of time that all of this stuff is alleged to have happened and find a purple Taurus. She says at 1 p.m. He began to call her, and it somehow got into an apartment, beat on the door of the apartment, left the apartment, started yelling through the window, then generated somehow, all while outside, 6 other phone calls from 6 different numbers, none of which line up to the defendant. If she's not here, Your Honor, then I think that is a very, very strong indication that this is not factual. The other thing in this, Your Honor, this person alleges that he stole a gun from her in Pittsfield Township. Well, if that's the case, then shouldn't this have been a little higher priority? I think the prosecution knows that this is not accurate. There's nothing before the court today to indicate that he is guilty of what they're saying he's guilty of. If she's not here, she should have been here. There's no Romulus police officers here, not that they saw anything anyway. There's no third party in the police report. It says witnesses, none. Wait a minute. He's broke into this apartment complex, banging on the door, goes outside, supposedly shouting the N-word. Don't you think somebody would have witnessed that, especially at 2 p.m.? Without a witness, without some shred of physical evidence, There's nothing. This is just the allegations of someone who did not bother to, apparently, to show up to court, both for this and presumably for the underlying charge.
Alright, what he's saying sounds good for now, but just wait until the prosecutor challenges his wild claims. Because you already know this defendant's attorney is bluffing hard. And I get that he's doing his job to defend the guy, but the way he came in acting like he owns the courtroom, nah, he's got that slick, smug energy like he's auditioning for a Netflix true crime doc. And let's also not forget, his client isn't in here for shoplifting gum. This dude's facing charges for abusing his girlfriend and has a whole rap sheet behind him. This isn't a misunderstanding, it's a pattern. Also, attorneys are supposed to maintain candor toward the tribunal, but based on this guy's tone, he left that rule in the glove box. Let's see what happens when the prosecutor pulls out the facts and stops this show cold.
First thing, this defendant is on bond awaiting this final settlement conference where he's charged with domestic violence. He's also on bond awaiting pretrial where he's charged with child abuse fourth. He's also on bond waiting a probable cause conference where he's charged with resisting and obstructing a police officer and fleeing third degree. Mr. Vincent claims that he knew nothing about screenshots. Well, I just said on the record I don't have them, I'm awaiting them. But they are in the Romulus police report. They say that they do have screenshots, so maybe he didn't read that report. Also,
Oh, Your Honor, I don't have screenshots.
You will not interrupt, ever. I let you go on and on. I told you what I'm trying to focus on here. Keep trying it, Mr. Vincent. You're gonna run into trouble with me real fast. Ms. Kirby, you may continue.
thank you. I also explained in my motion that the Romulus police report is different than the two other contacts that this victim had with the sheriff's department. I've included those police numbers. Those are also in the motion. So I'm not sure what he means on, I have no idea why the sheriff's department and Romulus were here. No, it's completely different. And I don't have the accusations in those. I'm awaiting to get those, given that they're not in our county and I followed the process to get those. Also, this is, if we're having a bond violation hearing, I would just remind the defense counsel that it's not beyond a reasonable doubt for a bond violation. So I would ask the court to take what it has in front of it, including the Romulus PD report, and either adjourn so I can get the other police reports and so I can get the actual screenshots and possibly a search warrant for this. And I would ask for the defendant's bond to be revoked and he to be remanded. Given the seriousness of this case and the seriousness of his other two cases, I do believe he's not only a threat to the victim, but to the safety of the community and also children. He seems to find it funny as his defense attorney speaks, which also tells me that he does not take this as serious at all, which also concerns me. As for the complaining witness not being present, I did not know that he was going to be here. I thought he was still out since he had not turned himself in, and his attorney was well aware that he had a warrant out with no bond. So she is not present. Last time I spoke to her, she was in fear for her life. She said she would continue to answer the phone, but she has been placed in a different place that I know of the location that she does not want me to share out loud. I have no problem sharing that with the court, but she is not present. And regardless if she was present or not, I can still proceed based on forfeiture by wrongdoing with the interference that the defendant has committed himself through these other police reports. And I was going to ask for time to get those anyway so that I could present those at trial. So regardless if she is here or not, and just for the record, the court rule does not actually say I have to have a witness present. It actually says I have to say if I can proceed or not, which is what I'm doing. Thank you.
Anything else, Mr. Benson?
And if hearsay allegations, someone's not here. This all happened in the last 48 hours, 72 hours.
Two things is not here, but if I look at what's in here, first of all, you're mixing two things, because certainly they can proceed by hearsay as regards to bond violation, so that maybe we can clear that part up, because so they don't need her here for that. As to the final settlement conference, the people have stated to the court that they can proceed without her, if necessary, but that they also do know where she is.
I don't know how they could possibly proceed when there is not a
That's
stitch.
not your issue. They've made the representation to the court.
Okay, and I'm making a representation to the court that when you read the police report, which you have,
I read it.
then you know that there is only her allegation. At least for what I have in front of me and what you have in front of you. And he is here. He's availed himself to the court every time that I've had anything to do with him.
Why didn't he turn himself in between the time I revoked his bond and today?
This is the part where things get sticky. The defendant was literally out on bond days before this hearing, and the judge personally told his attorney to have him turn himself in. Like, not a suggestion, not a maybe, a direct order. But here's where it gets off the rails. The defense attorney just didn't tell him. I mean, man really rolled the dice on maybe the judge forgets, like this is a group project and deadlines don't count. I mean, that's not just shady, it's borderline sabotage. And yes, attorneys can't get hit with professional misconduct under Rule 1.4 of the ABA, which basically says, yo, communicate with your client. I mean, this just can't be real, right? Like, this honestly just feels like a TV show at this point. And you could see Judge Simpson slowly starting to blow up here.
Because you, as an officer of the court, should have instructed your client to do that the court had revoked his bond. So I want an answer to that question.
Yeah, I mean, we were going to be here today.
That's not an answer to my question. Mr. Allen.
According to what the defendant just told his attorney is that he told him to just show up today and not turn himself in.
That's correct, Your Honor. I mean, and that if.
Oh, put me in handcuffs, man.
That's a wrong answer.
I'm sorry.
Way the wrong answer.
I'm sorry, man. Actually,
I'll deal with this in a minute because right now I'm furious, Mr. Vincent, that you would represent that client. Defendant remanded. Take him. Court's going to stand in recess. Court calls the case of the people versus Cameron Carter. Recall.
Now, Vincent, on behalf of the defendant. Yeah, there was absolutely a mix-up. And as much as my understanding was that he had spoken to the court and they did not tell him to come in, and I should have come in. Yeah, it's absolutely a mistake on my part.
Well, it's not only a mistake, it's a sanctionable offense. And I think you ought to know that. To willfully tell a client or even intimate to a client that they should in some way disobey a court order.
In no way, shape, or form, Your Honor, did I meant to have that effect happen. My understanding was that he had seen you in person this week and that you come to court from. I would never, and I think you know that about me, I would never have anyone try to knowingly or disobey an order. I would never knowingly disobey any of your bond conditions or orders. He is, I mean, I don't know, Your Honor, this is a horrible mistake and I'll fall on my sword for it, but it is a misunderstanding. It's not any, in no way, shape, or form was I trying to get him to avoid justice, and he certainly is trying to avoid justice on this, Your Honor. I understand that these charges and allegations are serious. I mean, all I can say, Your Honor, is that my understanding was that he had spoken to the court this week and that he was free to come here Friday. We clearly had, at no point did I ever advise Mr. Carter to do anything else other than follow the law. And must have told him that a dozen times, something that every time I've talked to him, do not violate your bond, don't violate your bond, show up Friday. That's when we have a court date. My understanding was that was the understanding. And it is absolutely a snafu on my part. And I beg the court's forgiveness.
Let me know in the comments what you guys think about this situation, because I'm honestly torn. I cannot figure out what angle this attorney thought he had by not telling his client to show up when there was a literal warrant out. Like, it had to have been a mistake, right? Like, unless he was playing 4D chess on the checkerboard, I seriously can't tell. And the way he's stumbling over his words right now, it's giving middle school kid caught with a vape in his sock and blaming his twin brother who doesn't exist. Like I said earlier, attorneys are literally required to keep clients informed of anything major, especially when you're about to get arrested is on the checklist. I mean, this is just so insane. I mean, he's up there sweating bullets, trying to explain it away like he's in court for snack theft, not a possible bar complaint.
He has an appointment today at 2 p.m. to see Washington Community College counselor. He's trying to get his CDL so he can take care of his kids. He is working on another job. He's availed himself to court today, Your Honor. If this is bound over to jury selection, he'll be there then too. He understands this is serious, Your Honor. He's just vehement in his innocence, and I perhaps have been overzealous on my part. I meant no disrespect to you, the court, to the people.
What I'm going to do in this case, because, I mean, something's got to be decided as to what was told this defendant. That may have to be resolved some other way, but the court will take whatever action it deems necessary, and I won't do that until June 26th if I deem it appropriate to do so, because as angry as I am right now, I'm not going to make that decision on that. I will set a bond hearing in person in this case for June 26, 2023 at 9 a.m. All of the paperwork will be sent over, and we can deal with it at that point. In the interim, defendant's bond is revoked. I will adjourn the jury final settlement conference that we were going to have today, as well as the jury selection. Jury final settlement will be my next one, August 11th. 2023 at 9 a.m. Jury selection, August 14th, 2023 at 8:30. Defendant's remanded.
Yeah, my echo.
I don't think you want to do that right now. I am just.
Your Honor, you know I did not.
This had to be one of the worst mistakes I've seen from an attorney in a long time. And honestly, Judge Simpson seems like a pretty chill guy, so I doubt he's gonna nuke this guy's whole career over it. But then again, I'm not so sure this was a mistake. I mean, the victim wasn't notified, the state wasn't ready, and it low-key feels like this attorney pulled a fast one thinking nobody would notice until it was too late. I don't know what you guys think. Was this a genuine screw-up or a sneaky move that almost worked? Either way, if your legal strategy starts to look like a deleted scene from Better Call Saul, maybe it's time to reevaluate. Attorneys have a duty to the court and their client, and this dude might have just fumbled both. But yeah, let me know in the comments what you guys think should happen to this attorney, and if the judge went too easy or not hard enough. Thank you again so much for watching, guys. I post every single day, so stay tuned for that. Thank you again, and take care.